Hey, what's up everyone? MonadoMax here, and today we have another interesting video for you today. So I've kept my mouth shut on this topic because I personally thought more information was going to come out about this. That's why I'm a week late on this subject, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The game literally got leaked last week. There's been so much details on the game, and I have put together everything that's been talked about all into one video. And so this video we're going to be talking about everything we know about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So all of this is just leaked information, so take this with a grain of salt. It could very well be false, but it's coming from very credible people, so keep that in mind too. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is almost done. It's entering the final stages of development. The game was supposed to already be announced, but has been delayed. So I'm going to be honest here, I feel like it's still going to be announced this year. There's that supposed Nintendo Direct that always happens every year in September, and the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 announcement makes sense to be there next month at the Nintendo Direct, assuming a Nintendo Direct has happened. But we gotta consider, Nintendo has always had a Direct of some sorts every year in September, and I expect nothing will be different here. So I do expect a Nintendo Direct of somewhat. Maybe not a traditional Direct, maybe it's a partner showcase, something like that. We're getting a Direct at least, I'm expecting. It's also said that this game takes full advantage of the Nintendo Switch hardware, even saying that it goes past its hardware limits. It takes it to its limits. And that actually excites me, but also worries me. Sometimes with the Xenoblade games, I noticed some frame rate issues with some of the enemies that was coming through, so I'm hoping it's not taken to the limit so bad that, the frame rate's going to be all crazy. So I am a little concerned, but also pumped for that feature. I just hope they do it right. I mean, it's Nintendo. Most of the time their games run fine. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity kind of ran wild in some levels, so hopefully this is something that's more controlled. It's also said to be featuring characters from both Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2, and if that's true, that sounds really exciting. I think it's going to be cool to have a bunch of the characters from both of the games all into one game. I think that sounds exciting, and you did get that with the Xenoblade 2 DLC, but I don't know how canon that is, and with something like Xenoblade 3, this is going to be canon for sure. The article also says that this game takes place years after Xenoblade 2. It doesn't say how many years, so it should be interesting to see how this game's going to work with all that in place. The only character that appears to probably be in this game is the Melia voice actress. She's kind of hinted that she might have done some work for a Xenoblade 3 game with some of the statements that she said a few months ago on some other YouTuber's channel with an interview. She basically says something like, I've heard they might be doing a Xenoblade 3. I might have not supposed to say that, so that was her words. She said something around that. So she certainly knows something, and it makes you wonder, is Melia going to be in the game? It kind of makes sense for Melia to be in Xenoblade 3 if you think about some of the things that happen in Future Connected. I guess we just have to see. I mean, you gotta think, there's some characters that don't make sense to be in Xenoblade 3 from Xenoblade 1 at least, and Melia definitely makes sense for multiple reasons. I'm interested to see how many other characters we're going to get from the Xenoblade 1 game to Xenoblade 3. I expect there's going to be way more Xenoblade 2 characters in Xenoblade 3. That's my prediction. That's nothing that's saying in the leaked information, but I mean, it just makes sense for it to be that way. So this is something that's not really related to Chronicles 3, but it's still Xenoblade related. A very credible leaker known as Nate the Hate commented on this whole leak, said that a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was in development. I think he was even the one to say that it's taking the Switch hardware to its limits. Somebody tweeted at him, as a Xenoblade Chronicles X port in development, since that's kind of like the highly most requested Wii U port right now, and after Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition selling so well, it kind of made sense for a Xenoblade Chronicles X to be in development, and Monolith Soft has such a huge team. They have multiple teams working on other projects. We still don't know what that new IP that Monolith has been working on for a few years now is. So that's going to be pretty exciting. We still have so much Monolith Soft probably coming to the Switch. That excites me that we're getting Chronicles 3 and then that new IP. But unfortunately, Nate the Hate said that there is no Xenoblade Chronicles X port in development right now. And that does suck, but it also makes sense at the same time because so many people said over at MonadoMax for Xenoblade Chronicles X to be put to the Switch, they need a high budget because that game was crazy. And it makes sense because you have to do so many updates for Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U if you want like perfect load times, all of that good stuff. So I expect doing stuff, porting all that to a Switch cartridge is probably difficult and very expensive. So I can see the issues there, and I hope this is something that changes in the future when they see how high Xenoblade is selling, because we need to see a Xenoblade Chronicles X port. I really feel that way, because if we got Chronicles X, we could have every Xenoblade Chronicles game on the Switch, and I think that would be awesome. It looks like the game will be announced this year, which we just talked about how I believe the Nintendo Direct is probably, you know, the place to be. Or maybe they're just going to do a Xenoblade themed Direct. There has been a Xenoblade Chronicles X Direct at one point, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was in America or Japan, but we had something like that. Maybe they'll do a Xenoblade Direct talking about the latest of Xenoblade. I don't know. But it's going to be coming out next year. So I'm pumped for that. It's in the final stages of development, so I'm not really concerned about potential delays or anything, because if it's in the final stages of development, it sounds like we're going to be good. However, I feel like that's the type of game that Nintendo's actually going to have come out in the holiday of next year. I don't think it's going to be their big holiday title. I just know with Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, both of those games came out on the holidays. And I know Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition didn't come out on the holidays, but that's kind of a different game. It's a port. It's not too much of a bigger deal compared to an actual new game, if that makes sense. So as you guys know, I have my own leaker that gives me details about a lot of Nintendo projects and other companies. He knew nothing about this. So this has definitely been kept on the low profile. I unfortunately have no exclusive information to report to you guys. I wish I did. I really wish I did. I mean, I'm excited for the project though. I mean, this is huge. I really didn't think we'd be getting a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game so soon after the definitive edition that just came out last year. I kind of was on that path thinking we might be getting an export, and we were probably done with getting any more Xenoblade games on the Switch, probably like the next Nintendo console, but it looks like that's not the case. And we're getting it way sooner than I thought we would, so I am very excited. I'm interested to see what pattern they're going to pick to release it. I know I said holiday, and I feel like that makes the most sense just judging from Nintendo's track record with Xenoblade games. But that's all we know about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 as of right now. I might do a predictions video down the road when the game is officially announced, and I'm pretty sure that's everything that we know. I was looking at this all day and the entire week, and I couldn't find anything else. If there's anything else that I didn't talk about in this video, please let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, let me know what you think about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Are you excited for it? I know I am, and I'm definitely picking that up day one. Well guys, I have been talking for way too much. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, share with friends, let's subscribe to the channel please. I am almost at 2,000 subscribers, and that's very exciting. So I would hope that I can get that 2,000 subscriber goal by the end of this month. So if you guys have not subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it. And also make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord, which is also in the description below. Well guys, I hope you have an amazing week, because this Xenoblade news was very exciting. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.